Hey there, friends. Good Tuesday morning to you. It is 11 a.m. I'm meteorologist Ashley Ruiz. We still have high water across the area for some spots here in southeastern Baton Rouge. Here's a live view of the tower or the traffic cam this morning. Here's I-10 right at Highland this morning, so you still have to get off the interstate between Segan and Highland. I-10 is still shut down due to high water, so you will have to get off the interstate. If you're headed westbound, you'll have to get off at Highland, and you'll have to likely take Airline. That may be your best bet. Now, if you are headed eastbound, you'll have to get off at Segan. You can get right back on the interstate. But keep in mind, we're still going to have some issues out there. Thankfully, most of the rain has subsided a good bit, but we are looking at some redevelopment, more so closer toward the I-55 corridor east of I-55. We also have some back building right now with some of these storms along the boundary just near the coast of southwestern Louisiana. So the Baton Rouge Metro at the moment pretty dry, but we're not going to stay that way for very long. Keep in mind we have a flash flood warning for Iberville, Assumption, Ascension, Livingston, EBR Parish until 1 o'clock this afternoon. And not just that, other areas are under a flash flood watch. That's going to be the case at least until tomorrow at midday. We will see if that will get extended into Thursday because we're still expecting some rain on Thursday, and given the fact that the grounds are really saturated, it's not going to take much to see some additional issues. So the flash flood watch covers the entire area. Could see an additional 4 to 6 inches on top of what we've already seen. So again, that will certainly be the case with locally higher amounts. So when we talk about a watch versus a warning, I know sometimes it can be a little tricky, but a flash flood watch, which again covers the entire area, that means conditions are favorable for some flooding to occur. So be prepared, have that safety plan ready to go and avoid all flooded areas. Flash flood warning means that flash flooding is occurring or it's imminent. So you take immediate action. You want to be sure you stay off of roads, avoid flooded areas, especially at night. It's going to be super hard to see, which is what we saw. Now we are under a moderate risk for excessive rainfall today. That's a level 3 out of 4 on the scale. This is not for severe weather, but this is for excessive rainfall. So we'll likely have any thunderstorm that develops will produce some very heavy rainfall. We have a lot of moisture in place, and so it's not going to take much to see some issues. Heavy rain, very slow moving storms, that equals just a lot of trouble. That will spell for some trouble and some issues out there. So over the last 24 hours, you see this fuchsia color that covers a good portion of the area. Seen over 8 to 14 inches of rainfall just within the last 24 hours. Now that's not the case widespread. Some spots have seen between 3 and 5 inches of rainfall, but again, we're not done with the rain. We're still expecting more. So right now, again, we're drying out, which is great news. That will allow some of the rivers to drop a little bit before we could see some more rain, and that should help some of the water levels, the high water levels that we have, drop a little bit. But again, it's not going to take much to see some additional problems. We have some strong storms over Tangipahoa Parish and then St. Tammany and Washington Parish right now, and we will continue to monitor the radar for some additional development. Given the fact now that the sun's up, it's not going to take much for some instability to build, and then the storms will tap into the atmosphere, and then we could see some showers and thunderstorms that again would be slow moving storms, and they could produce some very heavy rainfall. Seeing some more rain out to the west toward Lake Charles, just west of Lafayette, and I'll zoom in and show you where we're seeing some thunderstorms right now. Not seeing much, so some light to moderate rainfall south of Donaldsonville along the river for the river parishes. So again, expect some periods of heavy rainfall. Here are some of the river observations at the Amite River. Now keep in mind this is updated about once an hour or so. So this is as of, I would say, 9 or 10 o'clock this morning. Thankfully these river levels are dropping, but some spots have reached that record numbers before they dropped. So again, these levels are dropping, but again, if we see more heavy rain, these numbers will likely climb. So you can find the latest on that. I actually posted a link to the latest river levels, the latest river forecast provided by the National Weather Service on our website, brproud.com. So Dawson Creek over 22.5 feet, and then Bayou Fountain close to 14 feet, and then Jones Creek close to 28 feet. And so some areas reached record levels before dropping a few hours ago. And then the river forecast, so the Amite River at Bayou Manchac is expected to reach moderate flood stage in the coming days. And the Comite River and then the Amite at Denham Springs will reach minor flood stage if they're not already. So again, these numbers will likely climb, especially if we get some of these thunderstorms and slow moving thunderstorms parked over the area. I want to take you through two models. This is the HRRR model. Has been pretty consistent and more reliable with the latest events. But I will be honest, a lot of the models have not handled this situation very well. And then I'll show you our in-house model. So this shows at least some clearing with some storms really starting to build over areas east of I-55 into the afternoon. But it's also showing some thunderstorms developing out west and then near the coast. You kind of see how Baton Rouge is kind of in the dry slot. But this isn't saying completely that Baton Rouge will be dry. This is just showing our rain coverage into the afternoon. But then it shows us fading as we head toward the overnight hours before more storms. A line of storms moves in from northwest to southeast tomorrow morning. So we'll have to see if it does actually in fact happen, because these storms could produce some gusty wind as well as some very heavy rain, which could lead to some additional flash flooding issues. Here's 5 o'clock tomorrow, still showing again numerous to widespread rain. Thursday, still expecting at least some thunderstorms, especially for our western parishes, before some ridging begins to develop. And that ridge is going to be stout, clearing us out, drying us out, but temperatures are going to crank up. Now let me show you the Barron model, our in-house model. It has storms really blowing up this afternoon, evening. If this happens, which you can see how slowly they're moving, how they just train over the same area, this could cause some major issues. This particular run is picking up over 10 inches of rainfall somewhere in southeast Louisiana. And again, that could really create some major issues if this does happen. Keep in mind, it's just one model run, so it's just something we have to watch and look at current trends and then watch to see if the model runs lean more that way. But for now, just know that that possibility is there. That's why we have that flash flood watch in effect. But it is showing again some dry time, at least for Wednesday, before more storms pop up on Thursday. But it's really not picking up on much after today. So again, it's kind of a wait and see type situation, but expect at least numerous to widespread showers and storms possibly this afternoon if they get that, tap into all that energy and they can get going once again. And then Wednesday, numerous to widespread rain once again. And then Thursday, rain chances start to drop. By Friday, only scattered thunderstorms are expected. And then we're really drying out. Temperatures are cranking up as well as the humidity. So again, it's one or the other. But again, we are entering mid to late May. So it's just a matter of time before we start to see temperatures crank up. So again, stay weather aware today, tomorrow, and Thursday before we start to dry out into Friday. But then Saturday through Monday, temperatures are going to be in the upper 80s to around 90. So what we're going to do, we're going to have more updates on air at noon. We'll bring you the latest on what's going on. You can find the latest on brproud.com and on the free BR Proud app. Go ahead and download the free BR Proud app. Great tool to have. You can see right behind me, just look for it in the Google Play Store as well as in the App Store. So you can get push notifications right to your phone. You can check the radar before you head out. And of course, if you don't have to be out on the roads, I certainly wouldn't. Let's actually pull up the traffic cam one more time. I will show you again. Keep in mind, I-10 is closed between Highland and Siegen due to high water. So I would avoid the roads if at all possible. We have numerous road closures, which again you can find on our website, brproud.com, the free BR Proud app, but seeing a lot of instances of where we have delays, we have high water. Airline, we're seeing bumper-to-bumper traffic as well. So again, we'll continue to bring you the latest. Download the free BR Proud app, charge all those devices, because it's not going to take much to see some trees to go down or even some power outages as well. So stay weather aware, and we'll see you soon.